Hello, are you running a magazine? Do you have a digital edition? Is it easy to read? I'm Vee from Flip180, where we help periodical publishers build awesome businesses, and today I wanted to talk about readability. Okay, so now we're at my computer and let's talk about the actual problem. So the real problem is that people hate reading digital magazine editions. And why is that? Because of just a few simple reasons. They're unreadable without zooming, the text is always blurry, the flipbooks are loading really slow, and they don't work on every device, and that's really disappointing. So why is that? Is the flipbook format wrong? Or what's wrong with it? So the problem is simple, and is that publishers doesn't take extra mile to create different layouts for digital publishing, and they simply reuse the same thing that they created for print production. And that's a wrong way to do that. Okay, so if you simply go ahead and publish your print edition to web, just using some kind of converter and random flipbook, it will look like that. It will look blurry, and it will have all the described problems, so you don't want that. What is good readability is something that you create especially for web, and it's different layout, and I think that's the right way to go. Okay, so let's understand what is a digital edition. So digital edition is a digital version of your publication, usually published by replicating the real magazine experience in flipbook. So what's wrong with that? Actually, nothing is wrong with that. That's perfect thing. People like magazine reading experience, and that they can flip from left to right by browsing every page. But actually, it doesn't have to be an actual replica of your print magazine itself. You should redesign it and prepare it for your online audiences. You also need to add additional value to your readers while publishing in digital, because you have so many options to add videos, sounds, maybe some bonus features. The best way to see if you nailed it with your digital edition is to make sure that even your loyal print readers are curious to see your digital edition. That's a best evaluation, I think. So you should look for that. Okay, and the last question, is it still worth publishing your magazine in flipbook format? I think yeah, it's still worth it, And for example, if you have an advertising model that you sell ads by size, like in print publication, that's the perfect model to use, because flipbook splits your magazine into pages. Second thing is that it still delivers the iconic linear layout for your readers, where they can see every page, and that's beneficial for you because you can mix your more boring content with more appealing content and make the whole publication interesting. So they still need to see every page, this way you can sell more ads and stuff. So that's really good. And the third thing is that content is isolated by issue level. And I think that's very important, and so many new methods are lacking this, So people are really waiting for a product that comes in every month. So you need to isolate that content into one place, so they can be sure that they started to consume the content at the very beginning and where it's end. I think that's very important to readers, and we should keep that. So the fourth thing is that you have unlimited design possibilities using Adobe InDesign. And it's kind of nice because you have those free-flowing layouts where you can create amazing layouts without having any HTML or web page-like restrictions. So that's pretty cool, I think. And the fifth thing, that you always get PDF as a bonus outcome, and you can use it to get new subscribers. You can allow your existing subscribers to download it and consume it offline, or you can allow it to print it. There are so many options to use it. By the way, the good idea is to split it into features or articles and use it as a marketing material to get new subscribers. That's really a good way. So what are disadvantages or things to mention about the flipbook is that if you're gonna design for digital or for web, you're gonna increase number of pages because you need to increase font sizes, increase line spacing. We're gonna talk about that in later slides, so please stay with me. Let's get to work and let's improve the readability of your publication, and let's prepare it for online audiences. So step number one, and that's the most important step, is to increase your body text size. So the minimal font size for online use is 16 pixels. Believe me, it may look big, but study shows that it's the best one to use. I also put some recommendations for headings, but it's actually up to you, and these are just values to start from, So don't be afraid to play with it and see what font size looks the best on your publication. But again, the minimal one should be 16 pixels for body. Step number 2 is to break large articles into smaller pieces of content, at least graphically. So the best way to do that is by using some images or other graphics. If you don't have enough images ready to your articles, you can download them from free stock sites. I'm gonna attach a link on our blog where we have a list of really good free stock sites, so you can use some images from there. The second method that is really effective is to use some pull quotes. So basically what you do is you take some sentences that needs to be emphasized and you just make a nice looking pull quote. It can be a full page or half page pull quote, and that really make the content look good and add some white space as well. So the two other methods are just text styling and highlights. So you can basically add some bolds, italics, or other nice features to add text. Okay, so step number 3 is to use lots of white space. That's very important. If you use white space on the margins and, for example, large white spaces on the margins and then small line of text in the middle, this really makes it easy to read, because it kind of focuses readers' attention to your text. That's very important. And also, all good rule that black and white always looks the best, so I strongly suggest using white backgrounds and dark text colors. So that always works very well. Step number 4 is to find the right balance between line height, letter spacing, and text size. That's also a very important thing, and this kind of goes with increasing font size. So you should also increase line spacing. So the ideal one is 150% of the font height. And believe me, try that. It will make your publication look really good and light to read. So that's what you want, right? And remember, I talk about increasing number of pages compared to your print edition. So this is why the number of pages increases. Okay, and I also really wanted to show you how the combination of just these 3 elements, font size, line spacing, and using lots of white space affect the text, and I think it's really big improvement. So this is our blog of the same thing that I'm talking about now, and we are using lots of white space on the left and on the right. Then the font size is 16 pixels, and we are using the line spacing that I described, which is 150%, and I think that's really nice layout that it's really easy to read. Step number 5 is to break your text into shorter lines of text and shorter paragraphs. So if that is possible in your niche and in the articles you're writing, it's very important for making it fun to your readers to consume your content. So step number 6 is to leave some space for your advertisers. And that is very easy to do if you use pull quotes or graphics, as we described in step number 2. So these spots can be used later for last-minute advertisements, or even when your publication is live, you can simply go ahead and replace that page with some paid advertising that really is good for you and brings revenue to your publishing network. And the step number 7 is to use professional tools to publish it. So actually what we did in steps starting 1 to 6, that we kind of worked on our design software, in this case I think Adobe InDesign, and we created a really nice engaging layout for your readers, so we can't screw up in the last step. We need to publish it with the right tools. You can really mess up your publication even if you used the steps before by publishing it with Flash flipbooks. Flash flipbooks really destroys the looks of your content, makes the text and images blurry. If you use Flash flipbooks, they won't be responsive and work on mobile devices, especially on iPhones, because the whole Apple brand hates Flash. and doesn't allow it on their devices. So it's very important to make sure it's not Flash. And finally, you need to make sure that the Flipbook software that you are using is not converting your text to images. It needs to convert images to images and text to text, and preferably that the Flipbook embeds the web fonts to your publication so they keep sharp and responsive by making them look good on all devices. So that's very important. And finally, if you have any questions on how to make your publication even better or how to publish it, please don't hesitate to contact us, and we are always happy to help. So see you soon.